My name is Nikolaus Aldrich. Originally I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but currently live in Los Angeles. The name of my film is The Visitor.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your film?
The Visitor is a sci-fi horror film set in the Pacific Northwest. A man whose life is sort of falling apart decides to go to a cabin and unfortunately for him finds out he has bigger troubles.
So how did you come up with the idea for your film?
Well, it is somewhat autobiographical, at least in the first part, not the second
Not
part.
not the sci-fi alien
Yeah,
part?
not the sci-fi horror element of it. It kind of came about the job I was working at I was laid off during the strikes just due to work slowdown, thing like that. So I had nothing to do. There was no work at all. And a big part of it was I came out to LA to make my own stuff, and I hadn't done that at that point the 9 years I had lived out there. So I likened the script, went to a cabin in the middle of nowhere, and it was right around the time with like the UFO UAP stuff was all in the news.
Okay, I remember that.
And like it was a topic that like when I was younger really fascinated me. It kind of like got my imagination going, but I hadn't thought about it much since childhood. So like hearing about that, it was like there's like so much stuff that I hadn't heard about that, you know, in the years since, and it was all in the news, and I was kind of reigniting my imagination again. So I was like, let's make it about an alien. Why not?
How long have you been making movies for?
Oof. Does it count if I've never like shown them to anyone except for my family?
Yep.
Okay.
Because we all start there.
Yeah. If we're going based on that, since I was probably about 10 to 12, somewhere around there, just our old VHS camcorders, my stepsister and I would make little home videos. We'd film like our computer screen and use like Microsoft PowerPoint as like opening credits.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Very inventive. I wish I still was that inventive. But that's kind of where it started. I went to film school at UW Milwaukee, made a short film there that was kind of a horror thriller, and then a comedy web series, and then moved out to LA, and I've been an editor on film and television marketing.
What inspired you to become a filmmaker then?
It was just something I've always wanted to do. Like, it is a weird thing about, a weird quirk about me, just like from a young, like from the point I could talk, it was just like, I want to make movies. It was just never a question of what I wanted to do, that I always wanted to be a storyteller and work in this medium in some way.
What was your pre-production process like on this one?
At the cabin, I kind of wrote the first draft of the script, and my friend Dylan, coworker, knew him as a coworker, but consider him a friend. He's the producer on this. He's actually from Iowa.
Oh, nice.
He was literally here last weekend and couldn't make it this weekend, but I wish he could. But yeah, it's just he was looking to like get into like producing, because that's what he's always wanted to do, and it was just sort of like right time for the both of us, and started talking about it. He knew a bunch of people from his school that moved out to LA or were just, you know, interested in it, and yeah, from there we just started kind of building up our crew.
Why the horror genre then?
It's always like, I watched horror movies at way too young of an age. Like literally, I was watching Child's Play when I was 5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. We've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
Interviewing.
It probably caused some sort of psychological damage to make me want to do this for a living. But I've always loved horror. I kind of fell out of it a little bit in like high school, college. You know, I'm trying to be like, oh, I'm the artsy guy. And I'm like, no, it didn't convince anyone. Thankfully, that didn't last long at all. But yeah, after or maybe towards the end of college, I was like kind of rediscovering my love for horror, and I've just been binging horror films, like all the classics I missed out on, and like the really obscure classics that like the real intense horror buffs know. Like I am trying to get through all of those. And then after a while, I was just like, yeah, I have not really made like I keep trying to like make an actual like clear-cut horror film, and this one I feel like is another one where I'm like, I guess it's like kind of horror.
Sure.
I keep somehow I keep diverting away from that. But my initial idea when I was going to make a film was either going to be The Visitor or another film that I had have planned, which is a more traditional slasher film.
Okay. No aliens in that one.
No aliens in that one, no.
What's your favorite part of the filmmaking process?
Part of it is the editing, and I think that's sort of why for my normal job, like I'm an editor, like I just like being able to do that. And I think on the in terms of film marketing type of stuff, like being able to jump between like multiple different types of projects kind of keeps it fresh in my mind, where I think it's difficult for me to keep that level of focus on something more long term unless it's my own. But yeah, the editing part, when you're really like forming the film, I think is my favorite.
The location for the film, beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Where was it shot?
Specifically, government camp in Portland. So it's about an hour and a half outside of the city.
Okay.
It's actually where they shot a lot of the Twilight movies.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
Nice.
if you look at the scenery, if you guys have ever seen those
Oh
movies,
yeah, we have.
yeah, it's like it was very funny being there. I'm like, oh yeah, this does look like Twilight. Very, very different type of movie, but yeah. So
Not a sequel.
not a sequel, no. But yeah, it is a gorgeous area. It's like right around Mount Hood. We were like 10 minutes away from the actual hotel where The Shining was supposed to take place.
Yeah.
It was the one that it was based on, because the one that they actually filmed the exteriors for was in Colorado. But yeah, the actual haunted hotel is there.
Who did your alien effects, and how much input did you have in the design?
Alexa Canarini was the one who did our makeup effects. I always mess up her last name, so that's why I had to like pull it up. So sorry, I just outed myself for that. She does a lot of makeup effects for other movies, low budget indie stuff, and she works at when we were starting on this film, she was working at Universal Halloween Horror Nights, so she was doing makeup effects for that.
Though.
Yeah, she's really talented and super collaborative. Like we were just chatting. Like she knew Dylan from another short film that they had worked on together.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of came up with like the creature design for her. I didn't know, this was my first time I ever worked with like makeup effects or anything like that. So I wasn't sure like her comfort level with this or how far we could go with some of the looks for it. And she was, it was incredible. It was it turned out so good, and I couldn't be happier. There was a moment where I'm like watching it come together, and it's like we got all the crew to Portland. We're like ready to film. We're in the middle of the woods, and I just had like that horrible feeling like, what if this doesn't look good?
And now,
and thankfully that did not happen. She knocked it out of the park, and she's incredible.
What advice would you have for others out there that are looking to get into filmmaking?
Building up experience, and not just on the filmmaking, like making experience, but having life experiences, I think is kind of essential. I at least for me, if I could talk to myself post college, I had these like delusions of grandeur. I'm gonna do all these amazing things by the time I'm 28. And that obviously didn't happen. But that, like pacing yourself, there's not a rush to get this done. Like if you have an idea, let it develop. You don't need to rush out to get it done just to get it done. Yeah.
I like that. Well, thank you for sitting down with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there a place out there that people can seek you out, look for you,
yeah,
find you?
Yeah. You, probably social media I use the most is Instagram. So just Nikolaus Aldrich, Nikolaus Aldrich, Aldrich. It's just, I think it's on there, right? But yeah, it's Instagram. you can find the short film, The Visitor short film 2024 is on Instagram as well. I'm super proud of it. The cast and crew were great. Everyone was amazing. And yeah, if anyone wants to follow what I'm doing, that's, it's my personal Instagram account. So I don't just share like movie stuff, but more than welcome to hit me up if people have questions or want to chat, or yeah.